is a sign of intelligence, then these two are brilliant. Meet award-winning radio show hosts Jonna Spilbor and Keryl Pesce as they interview smart people, offer up a tidbit or two of advice, and even check your horoscope for you. If you're into that kind of bullshit, it's Happy Hour, live straight up, with a twist. Alcohol may or may not have been involved in the making of the show. Please watch responsibly.
Hi, and welcome to Happy Hour with Jonna and Keryl. I'm Jonna here with my co-host,
Keryl Pesce.
We have a really great show for you today because in studio we have one of our favorite guests, Jeannie Kelly. Say hello, Jeannie Kelly.
Hello, Jeannie Kelly.
Jeannie's a good friend of ours, and she's actually here today to talk to us about credit.
And about stress ball bananas. No, she's really here to talk about credit. But before we get to the actual show, we have a sponsor. Guess who that is?
Guess who that sponsor is? Yeah. We'd also like to thank our live studio audience today for taking time out of their busy day and giving their time and attention to us for a little while. So we appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for being with us here today.
Which reminds us, if you want a chance to be our studio audience, send us your videos. Not too long, not too short, not too pornographic. And if we like it, we might select you to be a future studio audience.
You can post that on our Facebook page at NetChicks TV. So we have an interesting story I want to share with you. Have you ever run across a celebrity or bumped into a celebrity, maybe even a celebrity crush, and you didn't know what to say or didn't know what to do? So I had a little bit of a funny experience, and it ties right into our guest today. So Jeannie Kelly is kind of a big deal.
Sort of a big deal.
Yeah, she's connected and a big deal, and she was recently on The Breakfast Club, which if you're...
Not the movie from like the 80s.
No.
Different.
The current cool show that DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God and Angela Yee are part of. So I told you she's a big deal. So Jeannie was on the show, and she invited me to come down and just hang out with her for the experience, and it was very fun. We're sitting there waiting, and out of the studio comes freaking DJ Envy. Comes up to Jeannie, gives her a big hug. I'm like, how freaking cool. DJ Envy is hugging Jeannie Kelly. She says, this is my girlfriend Keryl. He reaches over and he hugs me, and I'm like, snap it on my life. DJ Envy, you're kidding me. So I would like to thank you for that experience.
It's not every day.
Not every day that DJ Envy hugs you, but thanks to Jeannie Kelly, that happened. So, but it made me think about, because you have some celebrity crushes. Like there's a Bradley Cooper thing going on here, if you haven't noticed. Yeah. So, do you have any embarrassing moments where you ran into somebody famous? Because you're on Fox News, so you run into people probably a little more often than I do. Or what would you do if you really did meet Bradley Cooper?
Oh God. Well, to the first part
There's
of the question,
two questions there, yeah.
I mean, I told you my snot bubble story that happened on.
I love that story.
Which
can you
really
share it?
Yeah, I'll share it quickly because it does still haunt me to this day. There was a very handsome reporter on a cable news network that shall remain nameless. And this is a few years back.
Until he comments on this video.
Yeah, I know. And he's super, super hot. And so it was a day when I had been in the studio all day, and we were covering like the same story over and over again, but you have to stick around, and once an hour you cover the story. And I don't know what happened. It could have been winter, it could have been allergy season, who the f knows? But I think during the last take of the day, we're sitting across from each other like this. Like this.
Oh. And
I'm talking and doing my thing and gesturing wildly as I do, when all of a sudden,
out of nowhere,
much to my chagrin, a gigantic bubble of snot came out of this nose. On, like, when the camera's rolling live, like, you can't put the snot back in the barn. Like, it goes. And, and on top of it being live on national television, he was so handsome. It's like, you don't...
Oh, I missed that part. I thought it was hi, nice to meet you. That happened on camera?
On camera.
Oh, I need to find that.
And then, but what happened was this totally hot reporter was so gracious, got past it. I, slinked out of the shot when we were done. And then before I was leaving the studio for the day, I went back to him. This is the handshake part. And I said, I'm really sorry about the bubble of snot that came out. And he's like, what snot bubble? And he shook my hand, like, being very gracious. And I was like,
this is what I love about you.
He shook your hand. I wasn't sure if he would.
No. I know.
This is what's amazing about you. I would like put that so far back in the recesses, I would never even talk about it, admit it again, and you come right out with it and apologize for it.
Like it was yesterday. I can see it clear. Yeah, but I mean, so that wasn't like a famous celebrity thing, but I think I've actually rehearsed what I would do if I ran into Bradley Cooper. Because I do go to the places where I think he might be.
Frequently?
Some people might call that stalking. I call it sightseeing. And I actually think I would be too afraid to say anything to him.
No, you're not going to miss that opportunity.
No?
You're going to call me up and ask for me to coach you through it. And here's what I'm going to tell you.
All right, what are you going to tell me?
I'm going to tell you to play the lawyer card. Bradley, do you have a minute? Excuse me, I'm an attorney. Do you have a minute? Who's going to say no to that? Just to start it.
Maybe Bradley Cooper.
And from there you can just go, you know, whatever happens, or drool or whatever. But at least, you know, he's looked at you, he's made eye contact.
Because you know who I ran into recently? So this is embarrassing too. So 2 days ago, I run into Kellyanne Conway, who's not a celebrity, but she works for the president,
well-known, yeah.
and she's all over the place. So we met in the hallway at Fox, and I gushed over her like she was John fucking Bon Jovi. Like, oh my God, Kelly, I love you so much. Oh, you kicked ass. Oh, I'm so bad. And she's like, what's your name? And I'm like, oh my God. And it was just terrible. And I walked away going, that I was so uncool. That's what happens to me when I get.
You got to have this planned out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised. You got to be ready for it. All right. So, speaking of being ready for it, we brought Jeannie on today to talk to us about credit. You are a credit repair expert. Is that really the right, like, how do you describe yourself?
I say I'm a credit expert.
Credit expert.
Yep.
Okay. And you help people who maybe their credit isn't so great, and we're surprised by the ways today that it really can affect you. So maybe we'll start that. Let's start with that. Why does, other than the obvious, why does good credit matter?
Right. Well, first of all, when you need money, when you need that loan, you want to be approved for it, but also at the lowest rate possible.
Right.
It's not just approve and decline. I want my customers to have the highest score for the lowest rate.
So they're getting a new car, they're buying a house.
Right. Absolutely. For those reasons, but also your car insurance.
Your car insurance rate is affected by your credit.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, it has so it has nothing to do with your driving experience or what kind of.
Well, of course, those things matter.
Of course,
too.
separately.
Right, but yes,
in addition,
you will get priced differently.
bad credit costs you more than your insurance.
This will surprise you too, and I think you can back me up. Some employers will want to check your credit to make sure that you're credit worthy, that you're not going to be stealing from the till or whatever reasons they have.
Right.
Your employer can ask to see your credit report.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. And you want to have good credit. It just makes life easier. So I always say you got to start with credit cards. Don't not use credit cards to get into debt, but to use them as a tool.
So it's one thing to have, so you can have either bad credit, good credit, or no credit. And no credit is just as bad as having bad credit. So we actually have...
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you can't get, usually when you have no credit, it's hard to get credit. It's not as difficult as bad, because if you want to start improving it, you have a clean slate instead of having bad credit.
So somebody right now thinks, oh, I don't want to have credit cards because I don't want to overcharge. They're actually healthy if you use them
of course
correctly.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of people are afraid. So you can't be afraid to use credit. You want to use it in a healthy way. We talk about rewards. I mean, the credit card rewards right now, it's a big deal. You can get a lot for your money with those. So just be on top of having the best credit and not using the credit cards to get in debt. Just using them for the big item, for the automobile, the big ticket items, the home, things like that.
So speaking of credit cards and credit, is there a magic number? So say I have $10,000 as a credit limit, maybe between one card or only cards or whatever. Is there a certain amount that they're looking for to judge your score that's good, or where does it not cross the line?
So yeah, 30% of your FICO score is based on balances. So if you keep your balances, let's say you want to have the best possible score, because I always want everyone to have the best. You want to have that number, believe it or not. Only 7% use what's available to you. That's the magic number. Very hard to do, because realistically, sometimes obviously we're going over that, but 7% is the magic number. If you use 7% or less, you will get the most part of the 30% of the score.
Something I learned from you too as a way to boost your score is, say you have credit and you have some in use, and maybe it's, and for many of us, it's probably more than that, 7%. You can call your credit card company and get your limit upped.
Yes.
Which actually reduces the percent in use. So that is a way, if you've been paying on time and you have good credit with them, they will raise your amount available, and that will help your score.
Absolutely. Yeah, to show more available. Again, that whole ratio with the 30%.
What about just applying for new cards and never touching them? Because I do, like, I have lines of credit that I've never touched, but I didn't see that improve my score. But I didn't do it for that reason. I just did it because I like having credit. Like, you know, it's like everybody like having shoes. But if you get a new card and you don't touch it, does that help you?
You want to show activity on it, even if it's for $20 worth of gas.
Okay.
You want to show activity. Otherwise, it's hibernating on your credit report.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that it's not going to help at all, but it's better. I even say sometimes you can have a store credit card you haven't used in like 10 years, but it's still open. You pull that out of the wallet, you'll see your score maybe even just go up 10 points.
Wow.
For that pair of socks, you know, but it can happen.
Oh,
What's the magic number for a score?
FICO score, I'm going to say 740 or above. It's like getting on your report card.
Is like A+. Okay.
So it doesn't matter. People want higher, 800, that's fine. But once you're at a 740, you're going to get the lowest interest rates out there.
Okay.
that's good.
Next question. What if somebody realizes they don't have great credit? They haven't been paying attention, maybe they have some lates, or so what do they do? Where do they begin?
What's the first thing you do?
The first thing is don't feel so bad. Okay,
Right,
it's
that's
okay. And as of
And this is how
today-
you started your business.
Yes,
You
yeah.
had bad credit as a single mom and had to fix it yourself, and now built a business on
That
it.
is exactly how it happened. So, and I did feel bad, you know. So now it's nice to say, just take a deep breath. The moment you start focusing on it, it can start getting better. So the first step is look at the credit report. And you're allowed to get a free copy of your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. And it's free, doesn't hurt you to pull your own credit. So everyone thinks, oh, it'll drop my score, not if you're pulling it yourself. And that's where you start. And then if you know that there's going to be a lot of derogatory information, I don't know, maybe grab a glass of wine, get out that highlighter, and, highlight what's standing out
and also
there.
I remember you telling me something in the past that 100% of the credit reports you have ever pulled, you have found errors on. So even from that standpoint, you could...
100%. I'm still waiting. Because everyone's like, I'm going to show you I have an 800 score and there's nothing wrong with my report. I'm like, I can't wait. Good. Okay. And then we still find something wrong.
So just from that standpoint, to pull it periodically, even if you have decent credit, to take a look at it, see if there's any mistakes on there.
Absolutely.
Then if you have derogatory, so what if you do? What do you do about it?
Right. So first you want to verify and make sure. I always say, make the credit bureau do some work for you, dispute it, and see, does it get verified? Maybe it is a mistake.
What does it
You
mean
don't
to get
know.
verified?
Verified through the credit bureaus, through the dispute that you enter.
So the credit bureau is going to contact that creditor and say, hey, this person has a problem with you. And that creditor is either going to show proof or not that that debt is actually valid.
Right, or the late payment or whatever it may be, and they have 30 days to do it. So just hold tight for 30 days, see what comes back. So I always say that's the first step. And if it's verified, then you have to roll up your sleeves and then call the creditor or call the collection company, whatever it may be, and then see. Like a lot of times people stop at that step and say, well, it was verified, so okay.
So I'm screwed.
But you can still call your creditor, because don't forget, the credit bureaus are reporting what's given to them. But you did choose to do business with that company. So check it out. Still, they have departments, credit bureau dispute departments within the creditors. So call them up, find out, get a payment history, and look through it. Make sure it's not something like you could have returned something, made the payment, there could have been a dispute, figure it out. Now, if some of the items that are derogatory have to stay on your credit report, it's okay. You can still be rebuilding from there. Everybody doesn't have perfect credit, okay? So rebuild from there by making sure now you pay on time moving forward. So there's no new late payments.
Right.
Lower those balances, put a plan together, get new healthy accounts, do things like that.
What can you tell people who, like, for example, I have a lot of clients who their credit will go down when they're going through a divorce for a number of reasons, and we can talk about that before you leave here today. But what would you tell them in terms of how long does it actually take after you start making on-time payments to start seeing that score go up? Is it a year? Is it 2? Is it less?
It's less. So let's say 3 months ago, the late payments are there, and now you're starting to pay on time. I would say you'll slowly start seeing the score go up. Slowly, because it's the recent late payments that drop your score so much. I mean, one late payment, if it happens in the moment, like yesterday, and it's on the credit report brand new, it can drop you 100 points.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That can mean the difference, not just in interest rate, that's whether you get the loan or not.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Wow.
But I think it's important for people to realize no matter what your starting point is right now, there's something you can do to start working on it. And looking the other way is not going to make it get better. And you do need it to operate in this world, and it costs you money, and it could cost you job opportunities.
Yep.
So don't ignore it. Start by finding out. Go to annualcreditreport.com. And then let's talk about some of the resources you have. It's wonderful you're here with us today and sharing some advice with people. But let's talk a little bit about your 2 books. And then don't you have an online program too for people to help them and coach them through their credit?
Yeah, absolutely. Online, so it doesn't matter. You can take it at your own pace. And I walk you through A through Z, and it very quickly, I'm a New Yorker. I'm a bottom line kind of gal. So I like quick advice, simple steps to get you to have healthier credit. So it's an online course, JeannieKellyAcademy.com, and of course my books.
They can go there and sign up. And this is so where would you suggest somebody start? If you don't know anything, do you want to start with the 90-day credit challenge? Do you want to start with the credit makeover? Do you want to get it 2 for the first one? What do you want to do?
Both books, fabulous advice. Both can get you. It just depends. 90-day credit challenge, I have it more themed like a game. So if you like that kind of challenge, credit makeover, more, highlighter, mascara, and lip gloss.
And one of the things I want to point out about your online course specifically, so it's not only you walking people, and there's videos involved, and you saying this is where you began, this is what you need to do, but you actually have downloadable copies of letters, because what you say to the creditor matters to get the result that you want. And you actually have 4 letters that people can download and just type in their creditor, sign it, that are effective, that have worked for you.
Absolutely. I try to make it as easy as possible.
Right.
So I have the PDFs, I have links, to where you need to go for certain things. I talk about tax liens, judgments, collections, so much. So, really about an hour, maybe an hour a week for 6 weeks. So if you could do that, is the course.
And you're
once
on
a week,
from home, from your computer.
or your phone.
Even better.
Yeah.
I want to give one tip since we're on this subject, and you might agree with this. I'm pretty sure you will. Again, to the clients that I have that are preparing for divorce, even if you're not preparing for divorce, forget that. Once you get married, you don't need to have jointly owned credit cards, and it becomes a problem when your marriage ends and you have to get somebody off your credit, or you want to be off somebody else's credit card because it's completely going to affect you if somebody decides not to pay and it's their responsibility to pay. Because as you know, the credit card companies don't care about your relationship. They only care about getting the money that's owed to them by the people to whom they gave the card.
And who agreed that they would pay it to begin with.
Right.
That's so true. And the divorce decree, everyone during the divorce says,
this is a good point.
That's okay because the divorce decree says I don't have to pay it. The creditor did not say that.
They don't care.
It doesn't matter.
You signed it in the beginning, you agreed,
So during a divorce or before it would be great. Highlight those joint accounts, start paying attention, get those paid down, close them if you can. This way you also know the debt's not going to go up.
Right.
So I never...
That never happens.
I have to say, I never suggest closing an account unless it's joint and there's no other way out. You're scared the person's going to be charging. So definitely do it at that point.
Good advice. Jeannie, you have so much knowledge. We appreciate so much you coming here and
so
sharing your
happy to be
advice with
here.
everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome. And so your website, again?
JeannieKellyAcademy.com.
And we'll make sure we put up a graphic for that so people know.
Great.
Credit makeover. All right, so next it's time for a really fun segment. This is a time for On the Loose.
On the Loose.
We probably shouldn't be telling you this. Because secret. Top secret. Might even involve the police.
We're going on a mission because we are children
and art.
Yes, that's right. So we decided it would be fun to do a little throwback and do something, a fond memory from our childhood when we'd be mischievous and go knock on somebody's door and run.
And dash.
What? Isn't that what it's called?
I think it's like ding and dash or dong and dash.
Doorbell and dash, maybe?
Dash.
I don't know what it's called. Oh, you're fabulous.
Oh, nice.
The penalties for trespassing are quite severe and can get even more severe depending on the age of the person upon whose property you have trespassed.
Is that the truth?
No.
I look like a cat burglar, and you look like...
I'm a cat burglar.
Yeah, you're a sexy cat burglar. Okay, so we are getting ready. We need to put on disguises, though, because
it's still a little light. We don't want to be detected. We need to get away clean. All right,
what
so
we got in here.
first things first. Cat burglars always have hats. All right. So excuse me for a minute.
Oh, sorry about the tilt. Okay, so I'm gonna duck out of sight here for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Whose idea was it to do this?
But we're still here. We're
Yep,
just
we're
preparing for our
getting ready.
caper.
We'll see if you like it.
It's a caper.
It is a caper.
All right.
Not like the kind you put on chicken.
Oh, here we are.
Oh boy, you think she'll reckon? I think I like it all poofy up like that.
I think that's good. She's gonna have no idea who we are.
Let's take a good look at those eyes.
You look like bobbleheads.
Mine are lizard eyes.
How old are you ladies?
29.
And a half.
Jaundice.
But they have long eyelashes.
Yeah. So, all right. So no one in the neighborhood is gonna know anything.
I don't think. I think these are good disguise. Oh, wait. One more thing. Might not be good enough. We got more here.
All right.
We got more to add to our disguise. Look at. We have fake mustaches, right? We got 6 different ones to choose from. We got the banker, the snob, the villain, the Casanova, the wise guy, and the chopper. I want the wise guy.
I want to be the snob.
You want to be the snob?
Yeah, I want to be the snob.
That's just like a square. All right, so that's the snob.
This will look like every time I go and get an injection, I have a natural snob stash.
When you get injections in your lip,
Yeah.
you end up looking like you have a mustache?
Yeah.
That's what happens?
Well, it's a bruise.
But it looks like a little...
From a distance is bruisey. Right above my upper lip. It's a problem.
Not very pretty.
No, not pretty. It's a week of staying inside, not getting the mail, not taking out the garbage. A lot of makeup.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Which one do you
I
want?
want the wise guy.
Is this the wise guy?
That's not the wise guy. That's the wise guy.
This is the wise guy.
Yeah.
Wise guy.
There we go.
Okay. Now, so when they catch us on camera, no one will. You know now.
Even if she happens to look out the window or see us, she's not going to know it's us.
Who are you pranking?
Somebody older than us. We're hoping has a sense of humor.
Why are you picking on the old people?
Doesn't it, they used to say when you were little, which is we were acting like little kids anyway, that when you picked on somebody, it meant you liked them.
Off camera, put it on.
All right. Put it on off camera. I'm gonna put mine on off camera. Can't even get it off the thing.
Ooh.
Are you good? I don't know how
I don't think it's straight.
you got your stash thing off with one hand, operating the camera with the other.
This one can keep her camera skills. I'm versatile where it counts.
Whatever.
I can't even. This mustache.
I'm quite
does-
talented.
Again, it's the simple things you can't figure out. But I will call you if I get in trouble. You are the one I would call if I get in trouble, but not if I need a mustache put on my face.
Who needs to know how to do this?
Apparently we do.
Like,
I think it's a little sideways, plus it's tickling my... Oh no, you can't laugh with these things, because look what happened.
you definitely look like a cat burglar.
All right, I think I'm just going to stick it right in the center. Oh, that's what she said.
How's mine? Oh,
You just gotta stick it in the center because if you stick it all the way across, as soon as you smile, it's gonna come
But
on.
I can't pay the
This
rent.
is good.
You must pay the rent. But I can't pay the rent.
Are we back? We're back.
Oh, we're back.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us here. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can follow us on Facebook at NetChicks TV. What else? Anything else?
So we're gonna say goodbye to our fabulous guest,
Jeannie Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you very much. And I think that's about a wrap. We'll see you next time.
I guess you guys were talking about plastic surgery injections.
In our costumes?
Yeah. You were just rambling about nonsense at different points. So
That's a first. There's Jeannie Kelly here with us to talk to you about credit, why it matters, wow, who's looking at it.
start over. I just have this little banana sticking up. So it either needs to go further.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Why do you keep putting these right in my lap today?
Hi, and welcome to Happy Hour with Jonna and Keryl. I'm Jonna, and this is
Keryl.
And we're here for Happy Hour with a really fun show. Our in-studio guest today is...
Jeannie Kelly.
And now let's really open it.
No, I like
Oh, you did?
I've opened Anna.
Hi, and you know what, then I should start like this. Should I start like this?
No, I liked it where you
Okay,
put it
the
out.
surprise, the surprise banana.
God damn it, that's what he said. So,
So you've just said NetChicks TV. Then you're gonna turn.
All right.
When she's done drinking for continuity.